Jacksonville. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Jacksonville. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out with a three tight end look on the first play of the drive. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always said, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Jags are going to get the football here as it gets this up to the 38-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing is McDonald. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Jaguars take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by McLaughlin. It's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play. Kamara gets it again on second down. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. 2 yards on the first down carry and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. To throw on third down, Hudson toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hudson. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. It's hauled in by Hardy. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A give to Kamara running right. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Hudson. Finding Alvin Kamara for the completion. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Kamara will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. And the hole closes quickly here. He can find it about the 4. And the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 4th down, Hudson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. T.J. Hockenson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Here's McDonald to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Jaguars at 7-8 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd down, Burns. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. McDonald. This one complete to Gibbons. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Burns. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
McDonald sets to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Well, there was a little extra pressure with that one because it was 3rd down. He didn't care. He snagged it with one hand like it was routine.
The key is to make a play in a tough situation. Doesn't matter how, and in this case, one-handed gets it done. Terrific play for us.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
On 1st and 10, Hudson. There's Chris Olave. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Toss wide side. This is Kamara. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, after that pickup of a 1st down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator and saying that was not in the scouting report. That went against every tendency most teams have. You don't usually hand the ball to your big guy in that situation. Sometimes you catch them by surprise.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the 2nd straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Complete over the middle to Hardy. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Hudson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Trayvon Walker in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Sanders' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's McDonald off of the play fake. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. McDonald, he finds his man, complete. That's Burns. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. McDonald. Throw left side, complete. That's Farmer. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? That they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 17 yards out, and they are able to add on to their advantage. McLaughlin for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens, things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique, his ability to see the quarterback throw the ball.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. In the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, and all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. They'll give to Kamara here on the option. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did. They came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hudson. And that one almost intercepted. Could have been his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll look to throw again. They'll get this out to Kamara. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw. McDonald looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burns. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. A gain of 8 there on the play. And 3rd and 1 now.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
On 2nd down, it's Burns. He juked him, and some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 85 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They try to set up the bubble screen here. It's complete, and he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Farmer. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On the give, this is their fullback. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. And they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this is caught inside the 5. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 42 yards.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
Trying to pound it in, Kamara. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Jags grab it. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. The 30. 10, 5. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. How about that for a momentum swing? You had a goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On third down, Hudson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. He's symptomatic of how this game's been going.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
They're going to try and throw. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On first down, it's Burns. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Taken down by Pete Werner. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
To throw on third down, McDonald.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to have it here at their own 15. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Hudson.
He completes it to Olave.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. We have played 3 quarters. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hudson.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again.
That pass is caught by Hardy.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted. Ends up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Hawkinson crossing the middle and bringing it in.
And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. 1st down in the red zone.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but They can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
On third down, Hudson. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara from 19 yards away. And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film that was to try something from the 15 on the PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do.
And now off to the races down the right side.
140 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll keep it on the ground. Mullins, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up a lot. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Let's go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Burns. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Throwing to start the drive. Hudson over the middle and completes more. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hudson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Flush to his right. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd down now, it's Mullins. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Burns, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Mullins. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
I ain't got no need for no more points.
And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 65 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Throwing on first down. Hudson. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
To throw on second down. Hudson. And he's got it. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. It's a quarterback sneak, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the Jaguars. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
He's going to let it fly. And this one is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So it's the Jaguars who come away with a win, and it was thanks in part to their man under center.